Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, A Multilingual Baby. As this is our very first episode, we'll be talking about how to get started when you want to raise a bilingual or multilingual child. Let me begin by saying that raising a multilingual child is a wonderful experience. It's full of incredible and funny moments, and it's super rewarding when you actually see your child use these languages. But having said that, it is hard work as well, and it does require a lot of effort from the parents or guardians. So what can we do to help ourselves? Well, definitely planning ahead is key here, and I'd recommend starting with the following 4 things. First of all, we need to decide on the languages we want our child to know. That sounds obvious, sure, but it's not going to be easy for every family. In some cases, it's going to be rather straightforward. Let's say you were born in England and your partner is from Spain, so you might want to raise your child in 2 languages, English and Spanish. But what if you're living in France at the moment? Should you introduce French as well? Or perhaps while you were born in England, your parents are actually from China and you would like your child to know that heritage. Whatever your situation, whether it's complicated or not, we do need to keep in mind that bilingualism is not a given in a multilingual family. In some cases, the child will become what we call a passive bilingual. That means they will understand the language very well, but not really speak it fluently. In order to avoid that, if you want your child to be an active bilingual or multilingual, there are some things that we can keep in mind while choosing the languages. As you probably know, in order to acquire any language, a child needs to be exposed to it for a significant amount of time. So the question here is, will you be able to offer that exposure in the languages that you've chosen? And of course, the input can come not just from you as parents, but also from the community, extended family, or babysitters. The other thing to keep in mind is what we call a genuine need for a language. What I mean by that is there going to be someone in the child's life with whom they will communicate in that language on a regular basis? If yes, if this kind of genuine need exists, then the chances of acquiring that language are much higher. Once we've chosen the languages, we'll have to pick a language strategy that we want to follow. The 2 most popular language strategies for raising bilingual children are called One Person, One Language and Minority Language at Home. We're going to cover both of these in the next episode in detail, but just to give you a very quick overview of what they are all about. The One Person, One Language approach means that each parent chooses one language and communicates exclusively in that language with their child. On the other hand, the Minority Language at Home strategy requires both parents to speak the minority language with the child, while the majority language is acquired from the community. If we're introducing more than 2 languages, then these strategies will have to be adapted accordingly. But as I've said, all of this will be discussed in further detail in the next episode, so for now let's move back to our getting started list. Number 3 on the list is setting expectations. As I've said, raising a multilingual child is hard work, and the more languages you introduce, the harder it becomes. That's why it's super important to set your expectations early on. And what this means is sitting down and talking to your spouse or your partner about what exact expectations you have towards your child's multilingualism. Think of it in terms of specific skills, accents, and culture. For example, if you're introducing as many as 4 languages, is it going to be okay with you if your child only has a passive knowledge of the 4th language, so they can understand it really well, but they can't really speak it fluently? Or perhaps you're introducing 3 languages and you really want your child to speak all of them fluently, but is it going to be okay if they write really well only in 2 of them and not in the 3rd one? Also, what about the accents? Of course, we want our child to have a native-like accent in all of their languages, but is it going to be a realistic expectation? Is it going to be possible in your situation? And finally, there's the matter of culture. Do you also want your child to be bi or multicultural? And if yes, what exactly does it mean to you? Whatever your expectations, the idea here is to discuss them as early on as possible and get on the same page with your partner. This way, you'll be able to plan accordingly and therefore increase your chances of success. So once we've ticked off the first 3 items on our list, we should have something of a family language plan. And I think it's really useful at one point to share it with your loved ones, especially the ones that will be most present in your child's life. I don't mean we have to tell them every detail of what we've decided on, but just to give them a general idea of the path we'll be following. This might help you get the support you need later on. And also I feel like it might prevent some unnecessary or unwanted comments, as well as well-intentioned but not necessarily helpful advice. So here we are, our first episode is coming to an end. I hope it gave you at least a little bit of an idea of how to get started. Next time we'll be talking about the most popular language strategies for raising bilingual and multilingual children. Thank you very much everyone. Bye!